Hi, today I have a real story to tell you, which you can confirm in my Twitter account by visiting the Twitter account and the comments made there. I'm not referring to my real-time trade alert a couple of weeks ago to sell shares of this American company Humana at 215. That is a real-time trade alert that you find on the blog of the company, completely free of charge. And if you followed my instructions, you sold shares of this company at precisely very near the top. But that was the expected scenario, since I've been bullish this company from less than, in fact, $50 to be more precise, when the American financial terrorist Jim Cramer on CNBC, he was downgrading Humana in 2013 to sell, and you find in our blog a link to that article. It is a confirmed act of terrorism to downgrade the shares of Humana at $55 or below, that is to say, at a multi-year low. So what happened is Friday last week, an American company offered $37 billion for Humana, and immediately I received a tweet from an individual, non-subscriber to our service, very happy and describing his potential profit, more than $3 million, and bear in mind the news, they came out Friday afternoon, once the market it was closed, and this individual, for some unknown reason, thought that, or believed, as probably hundreds or thousands in the United States, believed that on Monday shares of Humana, they were going to open at $230. That is the price that the buyout would occur. So on Monday, what happened, that is yesterday, shares they opened around $195, and today, Tuesday, in the morning, they were trading at $182. So you have this, as I said, you have this not only on the chart, just for you to confirm, as well as on the blog of the company, where if you visit this blog post, Vieira sells Humana shares, you just have to read the blog post. In fact, you can make a search, and making a search, you can read it here on June 16. Vieira sells Humana shares at 215 to hedge funds and investment banks, following an article on CNBC. And on this article on our website, you find the real-time free stock tweet. So this individual, for some unknown reason, it is amazing. These persons, they do believe what they say. This guy sent me a tweet. I'm a wonderful investor, better investor than you, and the markets are going to open on Monday, and I'm going to make $3.8 million or so. Well, it happens that the chart in Humana, as I said, the stock was 195, and today in the morning 182. So in that, I already in fact described this story before. I'm referring to the fact that I told you to sell shares at 215. I didn't recommend to sell short the stock, but I did myself. So no matter which price the American company was going to offer to buy Humana shares, they were not going to open at 230, because I don't lose money in the markets, my friends. You have the confirmation of it on the website. All right? So very simple. If you want to know the reason why, and these thousands of investors, they don't understand why shares, they didn't open at 230 or 225 or 220. Unlike, for example, the case of Altera, that I told you to invest and to buy the most in Altera, when Jim Cramer, in fact, he was recommending to sell Altera, and more than 20 Wall Street analysts, Altera was acquired by Intel. And if you look at the shares, they responded as I predicted that was going to be the case. In Humana, there was no other possibility than to have a sell-off on the news with regards to this announcement that you consider that you were going to make a fortune in the stock market. Because, my friends, I already told you this and I repeat thousands of times, and it bothers me, it annoys to repeat always the same. It is a proven fact. You know, I have data from 20 years ago from some organizations that they prove more than 70% of people or investors in the stock market, they lose money. And in the past 20 years, we went several steps further and we analyzed this in detail. Thousands, and I repeat thousands of studies to confirm a mathematical principle that today it is a mathematical fact, that more than 90% of people, that in fact they lose money in the markets. And so, what I did more than 20 years ago, it was to develop a methodology to teach, investors, professionals and non-professionals, to invest in the stock market by following some simple rules that you find, in fact, in the trading course and the stock forecast. So if I said that you had to sell shares of Humana at 215, well, probably you had to sell shares at 215. Because, my friends, the reason why shares they traded up to 215, as for example the case of Green Mountain Coffee that traded up to 156 and then crashed, we created the story, the history about these stocks. So you don't know anything. So before you assume a position against ours, it is probably better that you know who is your opponent. So you don't know who I am. The question that you have to make is, how much are you doing? So this individual thought, you just have to visit my Twitter account. This person believed that on Monday I was going to give him back, let's say, $3.8 million. Are these people, do you think that this is reasonable? But people, they do believe this. They believe that they are great investors. That they, for some unknown reason, I don't know, so I keep repeating the same. So we go back to this slide that you find in almost every single case study. By Einstein, two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm sure about one of them, and you know which one it is. So what we do every single day, I'm very happy for all the stock tweets that you are sending. I appreciate, congratulations. But, my friend, I was not going to give you $3.8 million back when, personally, I had a short position in Humana, all right? You have to understand this. So, instead of a profit, today, you have a huge loss because you are trading options. I know, what is happening in every single brokerage account, what they are doing, what you are doing, what your colleague is doing. My friends, and you don't have any option or possibility other than to lose money. So the data that I had 20 years ago saying that more than 70%, and this is official data, you can search on the internet, I have books with all the data confirming this, right? More than 70% lose money in the markets because they are in fact gamblers. Once again, you prove that you are a gambler and you deserve entirely your losses. What else should I say? I don't have anything else to say because this has been proven over and over. So the question that you have to make in the first place is, before you assume a position, is to make sure or to be certain that we at this company don't have a position against yours, because we are not Credit Suisse, we are not Deutsche Bank, you see. We create the history in these stocks, right? The others, they try to guess what is going on. But to guess, it's to gamble. Here we don't gamble, all right? So, my friend, I am very happy for your losses. Don't worry, your losses are in very good hands in our bank. And next time, make sure that you don't assume a position against ours. But if you want to lose entirely your account, I invite you to continue doing the opposite of what we recommend to do. I just invite you to do the opposite. And by doing the opposite, you will become a great testimonial. I will be very proud, and you likely also probably could sell your then testimonial on CNBC or whatever, by confirming that by doing the opposite of our recommendations, you went bankrupt. So I repeat, don't worry about your tremendous loss, about the fact that probably during the weekend you went to that car dealer to buy the new Porsche or the new Mercedes or Ferrari, believing that you were going to have, or going to party. My friends, you are not a customer. Here we are not going to give you, money for free. And this is the reality. We are not, a sales company or a marketing company, telling a story. I told you, sell Humana shares at 215. Or you are stupid, my friend, or even worse, you are a criminal. So if you are not stupid, you are a criminal. But if you are a criminal, as Jim Cramer, in that case, you deserve your losses. And in fact, your family should be going after you to know who you are and to sue you as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are going to lose entirely your account, and your family, particularly probably your children, are not going to have any money whatsoever in the future, as thousands of cases that today they lost all their money in the China stock market speculating that was going to be a party, and they didn't have even time to sell shares. So next time, listen, if you want to buy a stock or if you want to buy Humana, and if you believe that this one day will be $230, today, my friend, you had shares at 185 or 182, sell your house, quadruple the size of your long position, and then sell at 230. But by trading options and believing that on Monday the stock will open at 230, that was not going ever to happen because I was short the stock. So the only possibility for this stock to trade 230, and by the way, I'm not going to explain why it didn't open at 230, but the only possibility for this stock to trade at 230 is if I decide to cover the short position, and nothing else. That's it, all right? This is all you have to know. Real-time trade alert, sell Humana 215. If you sold the stock at 215, my friend, you are very happy. If you sold short the stock, you are very happy. You made a lot of money since then. If you didn't want to listen, you deserve to be spanked, and more than that, you deserve to be sued by authorities because you are certainly a fool, stupid, and criminal.